Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So many dreams, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to our special Ramadan Reminder podcast series where we are studying 30 ayahs taken from different surahs in the Quran during the month of Ramadan, inshallah, and also seeing how we can apply these lessons to our everyday lives. If you are new here, my name is Aisha Abdul Hadi and I help Muslims succeed without overwhelm. And let's start today's lesson, inshallah. We are moving on to a new surah. We are going into Surah Al Imran, inshallah. So, for those of you who like to follow along, you can check in your Qurans, ayah number 159. So, we are going to listen to it and read it first, and then we will talk about its lessons, inshallah.
فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وشاورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله إن الله يحب المتوكلين.
Okay, inshallah. So, let's have a look at this ayah in a little bit more detail. Let's look at the interpretation of the meaning first of ayah 159 taken from Surah Al Imran. So by mercy from Allah, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you were lenient with them. And if you had been rude in speech and harsh in heart, they would have disbanded from around you. So pardon them, ask forgiveness for them, and consult them in matters. And when you have decided, they then rely upon Allah. Indeed, Allah loves those who rely upon Him. Subhanallah. So this ayah highlights the merciful and gentle nature of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it teaches us the importance of kindness, forgiveness, and trust in Allah. And Ibn Kathir explains that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that his gentleness towards his companions is a blessing from Allah. If he had been harsh or hard hearted, the people would have left him. Now, this ayah in particular was revealed after the Battle of Uhud, where some of the companions had made mistakes. They hadn't listened to the instructions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so this led to significant losses for them. Despite this, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't rebuke them harshly or shout at them or tell them off. Instead, he showed them patience, forgiveness, and continued to consult them in decision making. This demonstrates a profound lesson on his part in leadership and compassion, which we should all be trying to emulate in our lives as well, inshallah, especially those people who are in positions of leadership. So there's three essential leadership qualities here. The first is forgiveness, overlooking other people's mistakes and showing mercy towards them. Treat them how you would want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to treat you. The second one is praying for others. So seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness for their errors, forgiving them and asking Allah to forgive them as well. And the third one is consultation. So involving others in decision making, even if they might have made mistakes. So this ayah ends by encouraging tawakkul or reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, teaching us that after making a decision through consultation and effort, we must trust Allah's plan completely. And by balancing this action and reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are applying a key principle here in our deen, inshallah. So let's have a look at some key lessons and reflections that we could learn. Firstly, gentleness strengthens relationships. So harshness pushes people away while kindness draws them close, right? And you obviously would have known this and experienced this in your own life. You're not going to exactly gravitate towards people who might be harsh or nasty, horrible, and stern in their approach, but you would towards the opposite type of person who's kind. And the Prophet ﷺ was very kind and gentle in nature, and this made his companions love him and remain loyal to him, even though they might have made some mistakes. And think about it in your own roles, whether you're a parent or otherwise, how you can sometimes exercise a soft heart in creating a safe space for people to grow and trust you, know, like, and trust you, inshallah. Next, forgive and move forward. This is another lesson. Even when others make mistakes, true leadership means forgiving them, praying for their guidance, and continuing to involve them, especially if they are important to you, if they are part of your team, part of your family, inshallah. And it teaches us also to let go of grudges and see the bigger picture. Relationships matter more than momentary errors. And finally, trusting in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after taking action. So after making an informed decision, place your full trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The balance between action and reliance on Allah is what makes you a strong and better person, inshallah. So it doesn't mean when you're having tawakkul that you're being passive. No, you have to take action yourself and try and make effort yourself, whilst believing and knowing the outcome is in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's hands. Okay, once you've done that. And what are some other practical applications that we can then make in our everyday life based on these lessons? Firstly, be gentle in your own communication. Practice kindness in speech, especially during conflict. Let's go back to when this happened. This was after the Battle of Uhud. So you can imagine how significant this was. Emotions would have been running high. People will be tired. If the Prophet ﷺ showed mercy at this time, after somebody made a major mistake, we should be patient when we are dealing with mistakes in our daily interactions with other people as well. When correcting others, whether these are children or family members or friends or even your colleagues at work, focus on guiding them, guidance rather than blame. Okay. Forgive and pray for other people as well. When someone wrongs you, follow this advice and model and think about what the Prophet ﷺ did. Forgive them, make dua for their guidance. Regularly ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to soften your heart, to make you somebody who does this easily, who pardons people easily. And then consult people and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So involve those around you in decisions. So this is known as a shura here, where you might have a committee or a referendum and you're consulting with other people before making a decision. So it could be family matters, could be family, community projects on a larger scale. And this builds trust and unity as well. So, it's not like a dictatorship where you're doing everything on your own or being authoritarian if you're thinking of it in terms of parenting. Rather, you are being fair, inshallah. So after you've done these consultations, when you're making your decisions, release any anxiety that you might have on the outcome by putting your full trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wisdom, inshallah, so that, whatever the outcome is, that you have full trust that it was for the best. Whether this is something that you were expecting to happen or not, it doesn't matter, inshallah, as long as you believe that this is the correct outcome. So think about your own self in terms of final reflection. When was a time in your life and perhaps you made a mistake, but somebody reacted in the correct way? Maybe they were gentle and kind towards you rather than reprimanding. And do you yourself find it easy to forgive other people? Is it a struggle for you? And if so, why? And what decisions in your life do you need to make? And how can you rely more on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan? So if you think of some of these few key questions, those are reflective of the lessons that we have learned today, inshallah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow all of us to improve ourselves and apply these lessons in our everyday lives, inshallah, especially during this month of Ramadan. If you missed any of the previous episodes, make sure that you watch them. You can watch them both on the YouTube channel or on any podcast app that you might be listening on, inshallah. But until the next episode, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.